Hey everybody, this is Coach Crazy 10. Welcome to another collection update video. This is going to be update number 2 for my PlayStation 1 collection. Since the last video that I've done for this, it's grown quite a lot. I got a lot of really cool games, some very interesting stuff too. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with this. I've got one long box game, and that is Wipeout. Haven't played this particular version of Wipeout, but I've played others. Very enjoyable series, kind of a futuristic racing game. A lot of fun. And now the rest of this is, it's all just your standard discs. The only thing, this is a collector's edition for Grand Theft Auto. It comes with Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, and London. And I got this at a Goodwill for about $10. I think it was $5 because it was half off, so that was pretty cool. But other than that, everything else is your standard release. Just your jewel cases. So let's go ahead and start with this. Crash Bash, kind of a Mario Party wannabe. Not too bad. It's not as good as Mario Party, I don't think, but you know, Crash was doing a lot of the same things. You had Crash Team Racing and Crash Bash, so not a bad game by any means. We got Armymen, World at War. To be honest with you, I haven't played this very much. And I'm going to say this about a lot of games. I haven't played a lot of them because I do have a lot of RPGs for the PlayStation 1, and you know, the time that I have to play them is certainly at a premium. I will usually play something at a more current gen if I have time to play, just because of its convenience, but needless to say, most of these games are on my 2 playlists for sure. In the same boat here is Ace Combat 2. I got both of these in a trade a long time ago. I haven't popped them in, but I haven't heard horrible things about it. This is Tomb Raider 3, but it also comes with Tomb Raider 2. It's some kind of like dual pack thing. I'm not sure if this was official or not, but this does have both games in here. So this is my only copy of Tomb Raider 2 at the moment. I do have another copy of Tomb Raider 3. I've also got Tomb Raider 1 and Tomb Raider The Last Revelation. Fortunately, those were all near to each other. Most of these games are in kind of random order. So I think I have all the Tomb Raider games on the PS1, which is pretty cool. Here is Soul Blade, I believe. Yeah, this is a tournament fighter. Namco, something a little bit interesting. I haven't tried this out. I'm not a huge tournament fighter fan, but again, got this as part of a trade with somebody, so happy to have it. Razor Freestyle Scooter. Typically, I'd probably dismiss this as a just another action game or something, but I actually played this a lot when I was younger with my friend. Really enjoyed it. Kind of same boat here, Toy Story 2. This is actually a really fun platforming game, platforming puzzle game. And, you know, a lot of people will dismiss it just because it is Toy Story and, you know, it's a child's movie, but actually I really enjoyed this. It's a lot of fun. When I was little, I remember I was actually working on a FAQ walkthrough for this. And didn't get anywhere really, because I mean I was only like 11, but you know I really enjoyed the game and I love playing it, so definitely fun. If you guys see a copy of that, please do not hesitate to pick it up. Let's see, I've got some Spyro games here. I've got Spyro the Dragon, Spyro Ripto's Rage, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. Fortunately, there's no disc for that one. These are actually all copies of Spyro games that I've had since the PS2 launched. My dad and I bought copies of these when PS2 games were still really, I mean, they were $50 and there wasn't a whole lot out, but there was a lot of good PlayStation 1 games still available. So we picked up the Spyro games, we picked up a lot of the Tomb Raider games, and these are our original copies. So, you know, if I do get Black Label copies in the future, I probably won't even get rid of these just because they are original copies. Got Crash Bandicoot 2 here. I beat this game all the way through 100 and whatever percent, 101, 102%. Excellent game. You know, if you've played the Crash games, you know this is fantastic. This does have the hollow foil, whatever, lenticular front, so that's pretty cool. Next is Crash Warped. I believe this is just like another game in the regular Crash series. I haven't actually played this one yet. Yeah, well, it's kind of a racing thing. Maybe more of like a sort of like a combination of a kart racer and a Crash game. Not entirely sure. Haven't popped this one in yet. Got Quake 2, much more of a fan of the original Quake and Quake 3 Arena, but that's just because I have, you know, nostalgic memories for those. I'm sure Quake 2 is still an awesome game. Haven't played it though. Here's another game that I've had since I first got the PlayStation 2. We were looking for PS1 games. It's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Nothing spectacular. It's an okay game, but you know, I wouldn't recommend going out of your way to find it. Gran Turismo 2 and Gran Turismo 1. I'm a big fan of Gran Turismo games. I played both of these a couple times. You know, I much prefer Gran Turismo 3 just because of all the updating, but these are definitely excellent games. and you know they're pretty cheap to get. So if you're in the need for some PS1 racing action, you can't go wrong with a bit of Gran Turismo. Got Final Fantasy Origins here. This is still sealed. I got this and Final Fantasy Chronicles. Now, actually, I should take that back. These aren't official seals. They were reseals and resells, but they're in such great condition, and the seals are really protecting them. And I have all of these games in other ways. I can play them on my PSP or my DS, so I'm just going to leave these sealed, keep them protected. Still nice games to have, though. Next, we've got Driver 2. Not the greatest game in the world. It sold a lot, obviously. It's got your greatest hits. You know, it's pretty fun. Kind of your standard Grand Theft Auto formula, but not a bad game. I don't mind it. I don't thoroughly enjoy it either. Next is Uprising X. I got this game to fill a part of the deal. It's kind of like it's a spaceship combat, not really a spaceship shooter. It's in 3D. Not too bad. Kind of in the same vein as like Independence Day or something, which is a horrible game, but you know, not too bad. Alright, next is Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. This is actually a different manual than the one that this is the one disc game, but I have the 2-disc manual, so it's not a huge deal. I just wanted a manual for the game, but eventually I like to get the double discer with the Dino Crisis demo included. But you know, this is an awesome survival horror game for the PS1. I've actually got Resident Evil Director's Cut here, the big box with the Resident Evil 2 demo, and I also have Resident Evil 2. This is not the DualShock edition, but I do have, I believe this is the complete Resident Evil collection on the PS1, except maybe there's like Outbreak or something. But this is the main series, obviously. Great survival horror games, you know, everyone knows that. A lot of fun. Pretty scary games, too, so they sold well for a reason. And they're still held in very high regard. Next, there's a couple cool games here. This one here, Saga Frontier 2. This was a very generous Christmas gift from my good friend Owen Lebosu77. We exchanged gifts last Christmas, and this was part of what he sent me. Very, very beautiful RPG. You're probably not going to be able to see it very well, but the graphics in this game are just gorgeous. Yeah, the focus is way out. I apologize. This is actually an Australian copy. So I do have a modded PlayStation 2, which allows me to play games region-free. And since the PS1, there's no like crazy encoding or anything, I can play this and decode the PAL format no problem. So looking forward to giving this a try at some point. Very, very happy to have this in my collection. Another game that's kind of, well, that's not an American game, is Kid Clown and Crazy Chase 2, Love, blah, 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 I don't know. I got this as part of a mystery box, and honestly, I have not touched it. There's quite a few of these games. They kind of look like just like a party game or something along those lines, but still really cool to have. Alright, next up is an awesome deal that I got. I got this for $5 at a thrift store, Legend of Dragoon. Beautiful condition, absolutely mint. Awesome RPG for the PS1. Not something that I've played through all the way. It's a 4-disc game. Something that's definitely on my list to do, though. Really happy to have that. I have a lot of RPGs that I haven't played yet. Parasite Eve, the first one. Very, very cool, very different. You know, the atmosphere, obviously you're kind of melding a survival horror game with a RPG. Pretty steep learning curve. My roommate played a bit of this, and towards the end of the game, you know, it was getting pretty tough. But definitely really cool, very interesting and different game. You know, kind of a shame to see that the Third Birthday kind of took the formula that they had here and just completely threw it out the window, as did Parasite Eve 2 a little bit. So still looking for Parasite Eve 2, but definitely an awesome addition to the PS1 RPG collection. Next is Vagrant Story. Heard a lot of comparisons between this and The Last Story, which recently came out on the Wii. Pretty cool RPG. Kind of seems unfinished to a lot of people. I think there was a deadline that was approaching, and they had to cut some stuff out of the game, so it's not, you know, the vision of the game that was intended, but definitely really cool. Something I definitely want to sink my teeth into. Wild Arms, again, another awesome RPG. I have Wild Arms, this one, and I have Wild Arms 3 for the PS2. Really awesome, you know, Western set RPG. You know, again, as with most of these RPGs, haven't put much time into this, but something I'm looking forward to. And it's only a one disc game, which I'm not quite sure why. You know, there's so many one disc RPGs in double cases. I guess it was just for the shelf space, shelf appeal, or whatever. Here we got a disc and insert copy of Intelligent Cube. Really, really cool, really interesting and trippy and difficult puzzle game for the PlayStation 1. I'm still really looking out for a manual for this, but you know, I paid $20 for the game in the condition that it's in, so I'm happy with it, and you know, I'll find a manual someday. But this is awesome. This is a really pretty rare game for the PS1. Definitely highly sought after. Really happy to have that. Another kind of in the same boat is Mega Man Legends. I paid $20 for this one as well. In really good condition. It's nice and complete, and case is nice. So yeah, this is awesome. I'm still looking out for Mega Man Legends 2 and Misadventures of Tron Bonne. Those are obviously the more rare and expensive games of the Mega Man Legends series. But certainly something that I'm really happy to have. And you know, I saw my one of my floor mates play a lot of this, and he really enjoyed it. So you know, I kind of have an idea what this is all about, but I haven't actually played through it myself. But looking forward to the day that I get the chance to do that. Along the Mega Man lines, here is Mega Man X5. Probably not nearly as good as the Super Nintendo Mega Man X games. I do not have any of them at this point, unfortunately. I played a little bit of this. The graphics are great. I mean, they're really beautiful. And it controls just like a Mega Man game. Some pretty interesting mechanics and stuff like that, but you know, it's nothing groundbreaking. You know, this is the 5th iteration of the Mega Man X games, so there's only so much you can keep doing. But yeah, very cool. I got that for like $2. Crash Team Racing, another of the goes with the Crash Bash and the Crash Warped. This game is awesome. I was just talking to again my good friend Owen Libosu77 about Crash Team Racing. He recently picked up a copy in one of his pickup videos before Christmas, and you know, this is just an awesome car racer. My heart still lies with Diddy Kong Racing on the N64. That's the one I had when I was little. But this is definitely great. You know, I have a lot of good memories playing this with my friends and with my girlfriend now, and you know, it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. So definitely worth tracking down, I think. Disruptor. This was part of a trade that I did, I think. And actually, my roommate played a lot of this, and he remembers it from his childhood, and he really enjoys it. You know, it's not a AAA game, but definitely not bad. I mean, it was good for the time, but I think it's aged kind of poorly. All right, here we're on to the last stack, and I think these are all double disc games here. Okay, maybe not, but these are all pretty solid titles here. So, Final Fantasy IX. Okay, just making sure I have everything. Many people's favorite Final Fantasy. You know, I watched my roommate play most of this, and it was awesome. The battle system was great. You know, your traditional Final Fantasy battle system. Awesome characters, awesome storyline. Pretty decently lengthy game too. So I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into this myself when I get the chance. But you know, it was great watching him play it. All right, kind of in that same vein here is Final Fantasy VII. Not that it really matters, but this is the misspelled masterpiece. Well, not misspelled, but it's just got the I in the wrong place. It doesn't really affect the value, just shows that it's an early run of the game. Really happy to have this. I played through, I want to say probably half of the first disc at some point. Yeah, it was fun. I wasn't really, you know, drawn into this as much as I was some of the other Final Fantasy games, but I really did like the pre-rendered backgrounds. This was my first dip into that style, so it was very cool, and I definitely want to go back and finish this at some point. Definitely after I graduate college, this will be something I definitely look into playing among the sea of RPGs I have for the PlayStation 1. Let's go ahead and finish off my RPGs for PlayStation 1 here, and we've got Cartia, The Word of Fate. This is an Atlas strategy RPG, very similar to Final Fantasy Tactics, just not quite as refined. Still, a lot of people really enjoy this game. I haven't had a chance to play it myself, but I looked up some gameplay videos online, and you know, I think the main problem with this game is that it isn't Final Fantasy Tactics. You know, if this game would have come out first, you know, it would have had a much greater following, I think. But maybe not, because you know, Final Fantasy Tactics really got the formula right. So, great game. Really happy to have this as part of my collection. Next, we've got Digimon World 2. Unfortunately, no manual in this one. You know, this and Cartia and the next game I'm about to show you, I got it for a really good deal at a pawn shop, and you know, the no manual is just something I have to deal with. I'll find a manual eventually, but pretty cool RPG. Definitely something interesting for the collection. I'm not a huge Digimon fan, but I know this game can definitely stand on its own without the Digimon license. So definitely something that I would like to try in the future, you know, when I get through everything else I've got, but definitely pretty cool. The other game I was talking about right there is Clock Tower. I got this as part of a lot too. Horrifying game, just an incredibly gory and awesome game for the PS1. point-and-click adventure style, which is very unique. Definitely very cool. I haven't really put too much time into this just because it kind of scares the living crap out of me just looking at it. But this is something I'm really proud to have as part of my collection. Definitely an awesome game for the PS1. Next, we've got Medieval 2. I got this at a flea market as part of a bundle. Haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm really not even sure what it's about, to be honest with you. Well, it looks like there's some tournament fighting, but there's also looks like some platforming and stuff too. So, I'm not really sure. I'm not going to pretend like I know what this game's about. I got this a long time ago and haven't touched it. But I'll definitely do some research into it. But I do know that it's kind of something that people like to have. It's kind of a sought-after game, so I'm going to hold on to it, and maybe someday I'll get a chance to play it. Last two games here. We got Metal Gear Solid, the very first one. Everyone knows how revolutionary this game was. The stealth action in 3D was just incredible, especially for the time. Just a very well done game, very balanced, very awesome. Really happy to have that. And the last game here is Heart of Darkness, the cinematic platformer. Hard as nails, but really, really cool. It's not a long game, but it makes up for the length, and definitely in awesome graphics, awesome cutscenes, and brutal difficulty. So another game I'm really happy to have. And yeah, this game is great. And this is in really good shape too, so I'm really happy with that. So there you go, guys. There's my PlayStation 1 collection as of Christmas 2012. Let me know what you guys think of the games that I've got here. If there's any games that I should absolutely put on as soon as I can, please let me know. I've been buying games for so long. I haven't had a chance to play all of them, but I definitely am working on chipping away at them as much as I can. And besides that, that's all I've got for this one. So keep an eye out. I've got some more PlayStation related ones and some Sega and Nintendo. So quite a mix coming up. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in a few days with the next collection update video.